The film industry is very diverse and caters to a large amount of audiences. Since these movies are shown all over the world once they're released, they have to cater to a lot of people to make it seem relatable to them. In order to make movies relatable and to remove any cultural barriers, animators work long and hard to tweak certain scenes and edit them. Once some scenes and characters are minutely edited, the audience feels more like they can relate to the movie. Let's check the top 10 animated characters that were changed for other countries. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Number 1. Inside Out. Pixar's Inside Out screened all over the world in 2015. Since then, it's graced millions of screens on several continents. They came up with a unique concept of how emotions work inside a person's head. We see various emotions living inside the main character, Riley's head. This movie features joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. To clearly show an aspect of disgust, we see a tiny Riley being disgusted at the sight of broccoli. This scene was edited for the audience of Japan, as broccoli were replaced with bell peppers. This was done because children in Japan are more disgusted by green bell peppers, and was done because it was said that children in Japan love broccoli. Hence, if the same scene would have been kept, it would be very difficult for children in Japan to understand their concept of disgust. Number 2. Monsters University. Monsters University is another such animation that was a hit all around the world. The animators working on the movie edited certain scenes as well to make the movie easier to understand for people who don't speak English. In one scene, Randall bakes cupcakes that spell out "Be my pal," which would later get jumbled into "lame." This joke would be very difficult to understand for people who don't speak English, so in order to avoid any language barrier, the phrase was replaced with smiley faces. The English version of the movie has the phrase on it, while the movie shown in other regions of the world has smiley faces for cupcakes. Number 3. Zootopia. Zootopia worked really hard on catering to different people all around the world. Some movies often tend to edit out a few scenes or tweak a few objects here and there for international countries, but Zootopia made several different editions where many scenes were edited each for a specific country. For instance, this one scene where an emergency is shown to strike out, we see a bunch of animals reporting the news to the general public. The animals have been edited in many versions of the movie. For example, for Australian audiences, the animal reporting is a koala, while in China, there is a panda reporting the news. Furthermore, we see a moose for Canadian people and even a jaguar for Brazil. Number 4. Planes. Even though Planes wasn't a very successful film if we compare it to Cars, the animators and directors still worked really hard to make the movie seem relatable for people all over the world. The plane character named Rochelle is shown to be Canadian in the US version of the film. This slight detail was changed many times for many countries around the world. In some editions, the color of the plane was changed, while in other scenes, the animator went above and beyond and changed the name as well as the color and the nationality of the character. The same plane that was Rochelle for the US audience turned into Carolina in Brazil and Tanya for the Russia region. This shows how the animators tried their best to diversify the movie for different audiences all over the world. Number 5. Ratatouille. The same magic with editing and animation was done in the famous Disney movie Ratatouille. This movie is set entirely in France. We see the Eiffel Tower a couple of times, and French characters and the country in the entire movie. There's also a lot of emphasis on French cuisine and culture in the movie. Even though the movie is set in France, all the characters still talk English. The language can be edited for people all over the world, but there was also some animation editing too. In one scene, we see Remy standing on an open book and reading a letter. In the US version of the movie, the letter is shown to be written in English so that people can easily read it and understand the concept. But for the people in France, this particular scene was edited and tweaked. The editing done was that the language of the letter was changed to French to make the letter and movie seem more relatable to the French audience. Here we see the animators working cleverly on a tiny detail to get rid of the language and cultural barrier. Number 6. Up. The language barrier is often one of the major reasons why scenes are edited out in movies. Pixar is one production company that works really hard to avoid any language barriers in their movies, and that may be one of the reasons why all of their films seem to be liked on such a large level. One major scene that's edited in Up to get rid of the language barrier is the scene where we see the couple saving for the trip to Paradise Falls. Throughout the movie, we see the couple really want to go to Paradise Falls and even witness her drawing a painting of the falls. In the saving scene, for English speakers, the jar meant for saving has a note perched in it that said Paradise Falls, indicating they're saving for a trip. For non-English speakers, the same scene with the jar has a drawing of the Paradise Falls to make it more obvious to the audience as to what they're saving for. This way, they're making the movie easier to understand for children who can't read, as well as non-English speakers. Number 7. Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph is another famous movie with a very different concept. This movie is based around the main character, Ralph, who's tired of being the bad guy in video games, and for once wants to be the hero. We then see him embarking on a journey to turn into a hero from a bad guy. As we move with him throughout this journey, we come upon many different characters. There's a lot of diversity shown in the movie with the help of these characters. At one point in the movie, we come across a black character named Minty Zaki. She's a tiny girl named after the legendary movie director Zaki in the original version of the movie. For reasons unknown, her name was changed for the Japanese version. The mysterious thing was that not only her name, but her appearance was changed too. The character's name went from Minty Zaki to Minty Sakura. As mentioned earlier, her appearance was changed as well. She went from being a black girl to a pale-skinned tiny girl with green hair, wearing a traditional Japanese kimono. Maybe this was done to make the character seem more relatable for the people in Japan, or for some other reason. This is one question that's still left unanswered for the people to figure out themselves. Number 8. Toy Story 2. One of the most beloved movies for children and for adults, as well as all around the world, is Toy Story. The Toy Story series are relatively older than all the other movies on the list, but the animators working on this movie made great strides, editing-wise, that earlier too. Toy Story has several characters, each having its own significance, but two characters that seem to steal the spotlight more than others are Buzz Lightyear and Woody. In Toy Story 2, when Woody seems to have been lost, we see Buzz giving a motivational speech to all his friends and fellow toys. During this speech, as Buzz continues to talk energetically and patriotically about finding Woody, in the US version, we see an American flag in the background, with the American national anthem playing in the background as well. But this was changed internationally. For other regions of the world, this scene was edited in such a way that the flag was replaced with a globe, and instead of the national anthem, we hear the song One World Anthem playing in the background. Number 9. Inside Out, again. Inside Out has worked tremendously hard in order to make the movie fun for all kinds of people. This was done not only in one specific scene with the broccoli and bell peppers that we mentioned before, but also in another scene. We all know how soccer is one sport that's seen by people all over the world, and people can relate to obsessing over soccer more than hockey. So, to make the movie open for all audiences, the animators created another edited version of this scene where we see Riley's dad watching hockey. That scene is exclusively for the US audience. This same scene is edited for other people around the world, where the hockey match is replaced with a soccer match to make it seem more relatable. Number 10. Monsters University, again. Monsters University played a huge role in the whole idea of editing out scents for various sets of people all over the world. In one scene in the movie, we see the monsters are taking part in the Scare Games. This was a game competition planned for the students to take part in. We see the monsters gathered in a ground sort of place with the words Scare Games spray painted on the wall in red color. These words would be very difficult to understand for non-English speakers and would be entirely meaningless for them. So, just to make the logo of the games easier to understand, that particular spot was edited. In foreign versions of the movie, the words were replaced by the logo of the crest of the university. That's our list of animated characters who were changed in other countries. Which one is the most shocking change to you? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Remember to like this video and subscribe with notifications on to join the monthly giveaway. And as always, my Instagram will be in the description down below. Make sure to check that out and follow me so we can become Insta friends. See you in the next one. Bye.
This video is over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video again. I know we had a lot of fun, but you can't stay on this end screen forever. This video is over now. So why are you still watching this? Do you not have any? Video is over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video again. I know we had a lot of fun,